What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. This episode is very different because I am laying on the beach right now. I don't know how well you can hear me because there's wind, but I hope you can hear me because I just want to get super vulnerable with you guys and share with you some things that I have been growing through. So, at this time in my life, I am experiencing a huge ego death, if you will. If you've ever heard of it, if you haven't heard of it, basically, it's like you're shifting your identity, and your old you slash your ego is coming to, how do I say this? Coming to an end in a way where your new self is transforming. So it's like the caterpillar coming into the butterfly. Like the caterpillar, part of it has to shed in order to blossom into a different butterfly. And think of it, a caterpillar and a butterfly are two completely different looking creatures who have different jobs in the world. Like the caterpillar's on the ground, like whooshing and worming around, and then when it becomes a butterfly, it has fucking wings and it's moving. It can move states faster than a caterpillar can move 10 feet. And so, moving from a caterpillar to a butterfly, they have two completely different identities, and they get to have two completely different egos, because the caterpillar's ego is like, oh no, I'm good down here chilling on the ground, when the butterfly's ego gets to be like, can't chill on the ground as a butterfly because a butterfly is meant to soar. And so sometimes in that transition period, anxiety can come up, depression can come up, and shedding can come up. And I'm fucking there. And that was a great analogy that I just used. Wow, I'm so happy that I decided to start this podcast right now. Whew, that was a really good identity. That was a really good analogy. And so as I'm laying on the beach right now, it is Wednesday. I'm sorry, it's Thursday. My birthday was on Sunday. I had probably the best birthday of my life. And then the moment I was dropped off for my birthday, left alone for a couple hours, I had one of the darkest thoughts ever. I've had I was like a dark night of the soul, if you will. If you don't know what that is, just like a really dark night where like you have negative thoughts, and it's scary, right? It's really fucking scary. And my anxiety was so high at this time. And so I have the tools, right? I have meditating, I have EFT tapping, I have visualization, I have breath work, I have all of the things. And we can have all the things, but sometimes in some moments we can feel so helpless that we don't know what to do. Because one of the quotes that I live by and that I love is that you can't see the picture while you are in the frame. Oof. And you can't, right? I'm a coach, I'm a leader. I coach my clients on these things, but sometimes when I'm going through it, you can't see it. And so for me, in that moment on Sunday night, I decided to call a friend. I decided to reach out for support. And I just want to share this message to whoever is listening. If you are going through something dark, if you're going through anything that doesn't feel good, you are allowed to reach out for support. And I invite you to be conscious and selective on who you reach out to support with, because not everyone can hold this space for you. But I know for a fact that there's someone in your life, even though I don't know who is listening to this right now, I know in every single person's life that they have someone in their life that can hold space for them. Whether it's your mom, whether it's a coworker, whether it's a friend, whether it's like a friend who's 10 years older than you, 10 years younger than you, there is someone in your life who fucking loves you. And I promise you that. I promise you that. And so when you feel this aloneness, you are not meant to do it alone. You are not meant to do it alone. And I want to say that like 5 more times. You are not meant to do this alone. You're not meant to live life alone. You're not meant to go through dark times alone. Shit, you're not even meant to go through high times alone. You get to celebrate these things. You get to live through these darkness with people who can be there of support. So Sunday night, I called a friend who has held space for me before when I had first experienced a panic anxiety attack, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like I said, she's held deep space for me before. So if you have someone in your life who has been there during your dark times, I want to invite you to tap in with yourself to feel like if that's someone who you can reach out to. Because again, you can't reach out to everyone about certain things. And I know you know those people. And even if you don't know, this is your opportunity to try something new and test it. Because everything happens for a reason. I've shared things with certain people who have not been able to hear me or hold space for me, and I had to learn because I had to. It's part of life, guys. Like, it's part of life. Like, nothing's perfect, right? Like, reaching out to a friend, they may not be able to hear you. Okay, that doesn't mean you did anything wrong. That actually means you're doing the right thing because you tried. You reached out for support. You did your duty for yourself. Like, you should be happy and celebrate and honor yourself for that, girl or guy, whoever's listening. And so my friend who held space for me, she did it. She fucking did it. And it was the best thing ever. And she helped me so much. And she said this one thing that I want to share with you guys about anxiety. I'm going to read it from the message she sent me. So she said, it goes like this. Anxiety is a thermometer. It means there is just so much you need to release. And what does that mean? Release. Release means let go. Whether you're talking about it, you're crying about it, you're screaming about it, you're dancing about it, you're painting about it, some form of creative expression or releasing, like I said, any of those examples. So anxiety is a thermometer, and it means that there is just so much you need to release. So that's what anxiety is. There's something you're holding on to. And now this is something that I want to say. For me, what I've noticed about anxiety comes up for me when I'm holding on to something, when I'm not speaking my truth, or when I'm not living in my truth. And so that's what was coming up for me. Like, I knew what the anxiety came from. And so now I'm just like, okay, there's a little more that has to come out, which I get to do that. So she also said, think of anxiety as a warning light on your car. Try not to think of it as like, oh, if you saw the warning light, that you would just pull your car over and not drive it, And instead say, oh, the light's on. There's nothing I can do in this moment. I just have to sit here. And the more I sit here looking at the warning light doesn't go off either. So that you just get stuck in a loop. That's kind of how anxiety is. So if you can approach it like, oh, okay, there's still anxiety, like there's still the light. There's still an alert button that's telling me something else is inside of me that needs to come out, either emotionally or somatically or both. Emotionally, meaning like crying, laughing, whatever. Somatically, by meaning like putting like a voice to it. So like a scream, a breath work, things like that. So it's really great when you can be aware of it more and track it, like your anxiety, like journal about it and say, oh, I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. I wonder what my body is trying to tell me. So having that curiosity thought versus assuming that there's something fucking wrong with you, that you're dying. Like, no, it's a gift. So if we can shift our mindset and think about anxiety as a gift, and just an alert button and not the thing to be afraid of and run away from it. Because the more we run away from it, what do you think? The more power it has over us. So when the anxiety comes up, it's a gift, baby. It's a gift. It's your body telling you that there's something inside of you that you've got to fucking let go of. And it's up to you to do the deep work, whether that's through reflecting, journaling, speaking with someone, going to a therapist, doing the deep inner work, the constant deep inner work. And not just when you have the anxiety, right? Not just like just because it's someone's birthday means I'm going to treat myself. No, like treat yourself all the fucking time. So that's what I mean by inner work. And that's why I'm such a big advocate for inner work, because I do it all the time as a preventative and so that I can grow myself for myself and live a life that I want to live. And of course, it's like the waves of the ocean. There's going to be times where the waves come down. And girl, I'm fucking in that season. And it's not easy for me to share this right now because I'm a leader, I'm a coach, and for me to get this vulnerable isn't easy for me because I'm here to uplift people. But I also know vulnerability is my strength to help others, and that's what I'm here to do. That's what I desire to do. That's what my heart, girl, the other day, was this yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I went on a bike ride because that's what my inner child wanted. And I'm in Miami right now, and I used to live here, by the way, if you don't know. Oh, best city in the world. And I have this homeless friend who sells water on 3rd Street on the beach, like right on the beach. Um, and I've seen him there for years, for like the years that I've lived here. And so I was riding my bike. I was like, oh, let me go see Cedric. His name's Cedric, by the way. He's this cute little guy who sits on a cooler, sells water. He goes, water, water, water. I have videos of him. It's so cute. I was like, oh my God, let me go see Cedric. Because last time I was here 6 months ago, I didn't see him and I was sad. So I went back, I saw him, he was there. He remembered my name. Well, he said Jennifer, which was close enough. But he's like, oh yeah, Jessica. He remembered where I moved to. He just like remembers me. And I'm like, whoa, you have better memory than I do. And so I saw him, and I'd actually given him like a personal development book. It's called Change Your Mindset, Change Your Life by Garen Jones. He's actually my old mentor. I used to work with him. And so I gave him the book, and he told me he read it, and then he gifted it to someone. And so something I felt called to share with him in that moment was, the more you give, the more you receive. He's like, yeah, he goes, I read that in the book. And I was like, oh my God, so he really did read it. He wasn't just saying that. He really did read it. And I caught myself judging him when he first told me he read it. I was like, there's no fucking way. Because like, he occasionally like will have one beer. He tells me, he's like, I just need to make enough money to have one beer and food for my life, like each day. Because like, he just needs food to survive. And then he also, like, I guess his thing is a beer. And do I promote drinking? No. That's covering a lot of shit. But if that's what's making him happy in the moment, if that's what's working for him, okay, great. You know, he can work through that another time. Anyway, so the reason why I say all this was because I shared that quote with him: the more you give, the more you receive. And so I biked away, and some of those like negative thoughts were coming up in my head. And I was like, what the fuck? Again? Like, I'm like, I'm just having such a good day. And I stopped by this convenience store before I biked back to my friend's house to get like a banana. And I was like, hold up. I don't have money for, not Curtis. I don't have money for, Cedric, I'm sorry. I don't have money for Cedric because I don't carry his cash these days. But I have a card that I can buy him food. So I bought him like a whole bunch of healthy snacks. I put them in a bag. I drove back to him. He was sleeping. I should have just been like an angel and left it there and drove away. But I really wanted him to like see me give it to him. You know, I just wanted that. So I woke his ass up. I was like, Cedric. I had to say his name 5 times. I felt bad. He was in the middle of a meditation. Look at that. Homeless people meditate. It's amazing. And the reason why I know that was because I asked him. I was like, hey, Cedric. I was like, here, this is for you. And he's like, oh, thank you. He was so happy. He was so happy that like, he like didn't really have words, and it just like filled my heart up so much, because I could have easily like had that beautiful conversation with him and left and went home about my day. But I was like, wait, let me go out of my way and bring him food. There was actually one time like a year ago, I didn't have water and I didn't have money. I went to say hi to him just to say hi. He asked me if I wanted water. I didn't have money or water, and I was thirsty. So you know what I said? I said, yeah. And like initially guilt came up, was like, oh, this is his job, taking water from a homeless man. Why would I do that? But he genuinely wanted to give it to me. And as a man, men love to give. So I allowed him to give it to me, and I received that. And it just shows like how it's like just so beautiful to like see him giving so much. And like, what does he have to give? He's homeless, but he has a whole lot. He has a heart. He has himself. And so, yeah, I really wanted to share that because it all this ties together. And girls, I was going to wait for like the perfect time after I went through all the things to share this with you. But I wanted to share this with you now while I'm in it. In the shit. I'm in it. Like, oh, I can't believe I'm posting this, but I get to. Deep breath. I would love for you to take 2 deep breaths with me. Let's close those eyes if you're somewhere safe. If not, do not close your eyes. Take a breath in your nose, expand your belly. Out of your mouth. And now on this next deep breath, I want you to inhale positive energy and a picture that makes you feel good. Go ahead in through the nose and then hold it at the top. Hold it at the top. And now as you exhale out of your mouth, I want you to make a noise. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for seeing me. And if you ever need support and you feel like you want to reach out to me, please reach out to me at jessica.tellian. Email me, tellianjessica@gmail.com. I'm also doing a 8-week mindset group coaching program where we work through all limiting beliefs so that you can step into the next version of yourself with confidence, clarity. I might still have a spot open when you're listening to this. I'm trying to think when I'm uploading this. Actually, I want to upload this today's Thursday. I would love to upload this on Monday so y'all can really hear what I'm going through in real time. I'm going to do that actually. I had a different podcast that I was going to upload. I'll upload that next week. So yeah, my group coaching program starts May 15th, which is this upcoming Wednesday. And if there's spots left, I would love to have you in. Link is below to schedule a free call. And have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye, guys.